Okay guys, let's talk about rear seat struts. And you'll probably see rear seat struts on go-karts more often in higher horsepower classes. We've been running the Briggs LO206 class. It's a lower horsepower motor, so we haven't been running any seat struts. I have seen a guy that runs a seat strut on his chassis with his Briggs LO206 motor, but we haven't found that we've needed any. And basically what seat struts do is they're gonna actually give you more bite on the outside rear wheel, and at the same time they'll help lift weight off the rear inside wheel. So they kind of have a dual effect that they'll have on your chassis. And like I said, you'll notice them more in higher horsepower classes. So when we ran our AMI X30 motor, we used this exact same chassis and just pulled the Briggs motor off, set it up for an X30, and we ran seat struts when we ran our race with that motor. And a lot of the times you'll see guys have them in a 2-1 configuration. So you'll see 2 seat struts on the brake side and then 1 seat strut on the motor side. But with seat struts, all you'll do is you'll just connect them from your seat and usually down here to the cassette that holds your axle bearing. And you can just put seat struts on like this. And you can see I've already got holes pre-drilled for them, ready to go if I do need them. But that's how we had these installed when we ran our AMI X30 motor. And what it does is it just, when your go-kart shifts all that weight to the outside, these seat struts here kind of help with your driver's weight and push down on this side of your go-kart and give you a little more bite on that rear outside wheel. So say for example, if your go-kart's cornering and you notice your go-kart hopping, what's happening is there's just too much weight getting loaded up on this outside wheel and it's just losing grip, so it kind of skids across the ground a little bit before it catches again, and that kind of was what causes that hop. So for whatever reason, if you're in that situation, even in a Briggs motor, I'd say go ahead and throw a seat strut on here and see if you can get rid of that hop as you go through a corner. You'll usually see it in a 2-to-1 configuration. You'll see 2 seat struts on this side, and then you'll notice this other seat strut we have, it's kind of bent, and we kind of had to bend this just to get it around the exhaust of our motor and between our cassette over there and the side of the seat. So it's a little bit different than these flat straight ones. We had to bend it a little bit just to get it to fit. So yeah, definitely not something that we've had to run with our Briggs motor. We just haven't needed to use seat struts. But I'd highly recommend you do get yourself some seat struts, and then maybe just kind of like I've done, just kind of get them installed where they need to be, maybe drill yourself some holes. So if you are in a situation, maybe your kart's hopping real bad through a turn and you just can't get it fixed, maybe you just go ahead and you slap a seat strut on there and you've already got your holes pre-drilled ready to go, so it'll be a real quick addition to your go-kart for you. But something you'll want to go out and test so you do know how it affects your go-kart. I'd hate to make a change, you know, going into a main race to try to fix a problem and just make a problem worse. So if you are going to try it, get yourself some seat struts, go out to practice, throw them on there, see how your go-kart handles, and have a good time at the track.